Elizabeth Arden Cream.
This one's wife. On the up. Except you. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Narcissists need fuel. Fuel is the lifeblood of the narcissist. When you say I love you to the narcissist, you give the narcissist fuel. When you tell the narcissist that he's a grade A douchebag, you provide him with fuel. When you kick the narcissist in the nutsack, you've just given him fuel. When you throw a plate at his head in frustration and anger at his treatment of you, you've just given him fuel. When you're having sex and you're giving the old, ooh, ah, give it to me, baby, you're providing fuel. When you cry as a consequence of the nastiness of the narcissist towards you, you've provided fuel. Fuel comes in many shapes and forms, and if you'd like to understand it in detail, I'd encourage you to read my fantastic book, Fuel. You can obtain that on Amazon or in the Knowledge Vault, link in the video description. Fuel is hugely important to the narcissist. It sustains the narcissist. It starts to fill up the chasm. It is the glue that holds the construct together. I often explain, love me, hate me, but never ignore me is the mantra of the narcissist. Certain narcissists thrive on being challenged because they're highly provocative narcissists. It doesn't trouble them when they receive that challenge fuel. They easily dispense with the threat to control and lap up people's fury, people's anger, people's hatred, people's discontent. This one's wife doesn't like that. She doesn't like to be regarded negatively because she believes that she's a truly likable individual, that she is a living saint that has been placed upon this planet to guide us all in the ways of her. Criticize her, boo her, say that she doesn't look good, say something unpleasant to her, but really gets to her because she believes that she should be treated well. And with that, she believes that she ought to be popular. After all, what's there not to like? She's the most beautiful woman on the planet, who has charisma in truckloads, is fascinating company, a brilliant conversationalist, an absolute demagogue when it comes to making speeches. Why wouldn't you want to spend time with someone such as her? And thus, she ought to be the most popular person on the planet. Except there's something that gets in the way. Her behavior, driven by her narcissism, repeatedly causes her to behave in a fashion, notwithstanding the valiant attempts of her facade management, that makes her unpopular, that makes her unlikable. It's quite extraordinary, really, that a narcissist that operates a facade such as her has been seen through to the extent that she has. But that's what happens when you try to go big and your narcissism propels you to an international, global scale and isn't capable of managing the facade at that level. If she had just stayed local, got married, had kids, perhaps carried on being an actress and had a degree of moderate fame, her facade management would probably be able to have coped with that so that most people wouldn't be party to the various lies, revision of history, and nasty manipulations that she engages in. But for her, as a mid-range narcissist, although the narcissism was able to propel her into the position that she's found herself, it wasn't able to manage that situation successfully, so that time and time again there have been holes punctured in the facade where we've seen the mask slip. We've seen the death stare, the clenched jaws, the sudden batting of the eyelashes. We've seen the steering Harry around, the utilization of the grip of doom. We've heard the stories about bullying, etc. The facade management has not been sufficiently adept at keeping all of that under wraps. But the consequence is that many people accept that she's a thoroughly unlikable individual, and thus she's not popular. And this has been reinforced, as Victoria Ward in The Telegraph tells us, that every senior member of the royal family has seen a boost in popularity since the coronation. Huzzah! Good news for all of them, apart from the Duchess of Sussex, a poll has revealed. Most of the public, 56%, believe the King is doing a good job compared to 49% a year ago, so a notable increase there of 7 percentage points. Some 60% of Britons believe that we should keep the monarchy, compared to just 28% who would prefer a republic. The landmark poll will be welcomed at Buckingham Palace ahead of the first anniversary of the coronation. The King made a return to public duties last week following his cancer diagnosis. He will soon embark on a packed summer schedule to include garden parties, the Chelsea Flower Show, Trooping the Colour, and a trip to Normandy to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings alongside his son, the Prince of Wales. A palace source said, "While as ever their commitment to service is not driven by the ups and downs of polling, I know both their majesties have been buoyed and encouraged by the warmth and support they have received from the public in the past challenging months, of which this is further evidence." A smooth response there from their PR. However, the Duchess of Sussex was the only member of the royal family whose approval ratings did not rise, staying unchanged on 25%. I must admit, I find it quite entertaining that there are still 25% that approve of her, and it didn't go down further. But more bad news for this one's wife. The Princess of Wales enjoyed the largest bounce, with a jump of 10%, taking her to 69%. The boost saw her join her husband, Prince William, to secure a joint place at the top of the table. Did you just hear that explosion in Monty Shit Show? I think you did. Not only is she unchanged and hasn't had a boost in popularity, but the nemesis has, as has the one who got away. Even Prince Andrew has had a slight boost, moving from 11 to 12%. Imagine that. You're accused of basically being a sex pest who's been molesting young women, that you're known as an arrogant, boorish individual, and you've largely retreated from public life as a consequence of diktats that have been issued towards you. But even then, being a buddy of a notorious pedo, Jeffrey Epstein, you find that your popularity, although you're still bottom of the table, has gone up slightly. And yet this one's wife, embarking on a PR push around the world of American retirement, orchard retirement homes, look at my jam, oh, here I am with some children, hugging them, oh, look, here I am now attending another Invictus event because I care. What has this done to her popularity in the United Kingdom? Let me just check. It's done the square root of fuck all. She stays stuck on 25%. So you have Catherine and William at both on 69, Anne at around about 64, King Charles III showing at 56%, Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, showing at 48%, Queen Camilla round about 43%, Princess Beatrice 32%, Princess Eugenie 31%, Harry on 31%, this one's wife down there 25%, second to bottom Andrew at 12%. Harry moved up 4 points from 27 to 31%. So he's enjoyed a little bit of a boost in popularity. So the royal family as a whole remains popular, somewhere in the region of 56%. And yet, out of all of the royals, although it might be argued that this one's wife isn't one, she finds herself with the only individual that hasn't had an increase in popularity. She'll be aware of this. This type of information is something that she will keep an eye on because she wants to be popular. And therefore, it will not please her to learn that her popularity has not increased whilst everybody else's has. Naturally, she won't understand that it's down to her behaviour, and she will once again say it's a result of racist Britons, a hate-filled press, and the fact that the royal family are doing everything in their powers to brief against her, when in actual fact, all they're simply doing is, as per expert advice, ignoring her. but once again wounding for this one's wife as she remains unpopular, the only one who hasn't received a boost in popularity since the coronation. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.